Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And y'all saw my thumbnail. Anthony Joshua is rolling with Robert Garcia. And I just asked, why? Why Robert? Hmm. So, before we get into it, I know the drill. Let's turn to. Welcome back. This is Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. At the beginning of the show, we always do a water check. Hey, I'm up to my usual now, 10 bottles at this point of time during the day. I always say, if you're not a water drinker, two most important times of the day that you should drink water is first thing in the morning, before them toes hit the floor, before you brush your teeth, all that good stuff. I only take you 8 ounces of water. The water is like a lube for the body. You got your engine started, a lot of moving parts, you need that lube. So, drink your water then. And then at night before you go to sleep, there's a lot of going on, revamping, recharging, rebooting, rejuvenating, you know, just to name a few. And you lose the average person burns about 900 to 1,000 calories at night when they're actually sleeping. Not a cat nap, but actual sleep. What else is going on? You getting ready for the next day. When you get up first thing in the morning, use the bathroom. You're getting rid of a lot of toxins and cleaning out your system and everything. So that's why you should drink 8 ounces of water before you go to sleep. Also, it's good for the heart. So you guys get your water up. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for 100 ounces of water per day, and we're gonna keep advocating for that. We need to change that mindset in America, and I'm just doing my little part to add my 2 cents in it. Hopefully people take it to heart and actually, drink their water. But we had an interesting weekend with the fights and all that. We're gonna review some of them fights. But before we get into that, let me talk about the headlines. Anthony Joshua is rolling with Robert Garcia. I just asked the question, why? Why, oh, why must it be Robert Garcia? I could think of a lot of trainers he could get with um, that instead of who he been rolling with. I guess that dude named McCracken or whatever. He felt like he needed some extra tutelage to help him get through a Usyk fight. But you guys, this is why I always say that I prefer the better boxer over anything, because that's what happened. That's what happened to AJ. A better boxer won the fight. He was better at boxing. He was better at the sweet science than AJ. And I don't know in the short amount of time, because yeah, it seemed like it's been a while. It's been since last September. But in the grand scheme of things, that's a short amount of time for him to turn around and revamp his whole routine to outdo a pure boxer like Usyk. Now, I do not know what's going on with the war and Usyk's obligation, but I can only tell you what's reported. In my opinion, you can't really speak intelligently on war unless you're in politics or in the government on either side. So I don't know how any boxing person or anybody affiliated with boxing can even talk about, what these fighters about to do, or whether Usyk would even be available. You guys don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you already subscribed, you locked in, you don't have to hit it no more. Just hit the like button. For those of you on Facebook, take a half a second. Come on, just go into the YouTube, hit the live icon, and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. At least hit the like and subscribe button. Help my algorithms get up. Look a sister up. And for those of you who reckless eyeballing, it don't hurt you to come in and hit the subscribe button and like button. Can you do that for me? Can you hook a sister up, please? But that's all I wanted to say to you guys in the front of the show. But let's get to this AJ thing. So the first off, the rematch for Ugas and AJ is set for July 23rd this year in Saudi Arabia. I told y'all a while back how I feel about that Saudi Arabia stuff. You might as well say that's a sausage party right there, because ain't no woman going over there to look at that fight and do that fight over. I mean, I can't see it, but maybe they'll let some people in. But that's pretty much when you take it over there to Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Not trying to down those folks, but it's pretty much a sausage party. And I keep telling you guys, a lot of women like boxing. They buy it. They just don't really say much. Probably because of whatever negative connotation can come with them trying to engage in boxing or whatever. And I'll say to all the women, don't be scared. Just come on out. Speak your mind. Your money green too. Women are the biggest consumers in this country, probably worldwide. So y'all money spent just like a guy money spent. So I'm gonna tell you this too. Don't nobody become rich and successful without women engaging in consumerism. That just is not the case. So we need to change our mindsets, but the women, we need to come out in full force and speak on it. Get on these shows, talk about it. You're more than welcome to come to my show and speak on what you know. There's no dumb questions. I mean, well, it could be a dumb question, but I'm not gonna carry you like that, because the only way you're gonna learn is to ask questions. But yeah, this fight is set for July 23rd in Saudi Arabia, even though that war is still going on. And this is according to Sam Volts. That's Sam Volts. He wrote the article that's saying this. And I got to put the jacket on him, because, again, for me, I don't know how you speak intelligently about the availability of somebody who's wrapped up in the war. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. So I'm just going to put the jacket on him. He wrote the article. I guess he's going to stand on his 10 toes about that. So July 23rd, I guess we can be expecting the Usyk and AJ rematch. And I guess the minister of sports or whatever from Ukraine is allowing for this. But who knows? AJ has chosen Robert Garcia to train him. And I just simply asked the question, why? It's not that I don't think that Robert can't train nobody. I mean, he was trainer of the year one time. He had some good, few people to come out there champions, but it's not like he a known trainer to train champions, like top notch champions. He got Mikey Garcia, but when Mikey Garcia tried to step up and fight Earl Spence, he fell short. You know what I'm saying? Who else he had? He had Maidana. Maidana, when he tried to step up and fight Floyd, he fell short. And we can go on and on and on. They won championships, here and there. I think Leo Santa Cruz was with him one time, but when he stepped up before Tank, he fell short. So this is why I say I don't know why he chose Robert Garcia. And you remember that famous phrase I will never forget that Robert Garcia told Maidana, fight 30 if you have to. Remember when he was fighting Floyd? He said, come on, you winning this fight. Fight 30 if you have to. What kind of advice is that? But Robert said that. So it makes me pause when I think of people like Robert, make me look at them kind of different, or at least raise my eyebrow. So I'm asking you guys, what y'all think about AJ's move? I don't see how that helps him. He was better off to me going with Rodney Shields, but Rodney Shields probably be like, look, a lot of trainers go do it for the money, for the clout, whatever. But a lot of trainers can feel like, look, I'm not gonna hold you. You ain't got enough time for me to change this outlook. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. So if Usyk got your number, he got your number. It is said that Garcia will help AJ utilize his size over Usyk. And they feel like in that fight with Usyk, that's something that AJ fell victim to. He didn't use his size. And AJ is massive and bigger. And I mean, I guess you can utilize your size. You can bully the little guy or whatever if either one of them is considered little. Oh, Lord. But, I guess you could have muscled him, out-muscled him, wrestle him, let him know who the big dog is in the ring. But apparently AJ, to some people's opinion, didn't do that. And so that's the only improvement that they could do. But you don't think Usyk is ready for that? You think Usyk always been the biggest guy? Or you don't think that he was a little guy sometimes coming into boxing? The man has a long amateur career. He sparred enough people. You don't think he know how to contend with somebody who's bigger than him? You remember how Usyk was talking, even after he won the belts. Hey, I'll fight Deontay or motherfucking Tyson Fury. Because remember, their fight was after them. And he was like, shit, give me the winner. Which we all thought was going to be Deontay. But Usyk was like, shit, I don't give a care. Either one. Line them up. So you think Usyk got a problem with somebody being bigger than him? Like he don't have an answer for that? A pure boxer will always have an answer for whatever you bring in the ring. Big or little. L-Dub is in a building. What's good, King? What's good? So that's how I'm looking at it. So again, I say, why Garcia? Why Bob McCracken or whatever that dude named McCracken, his original coach talking about AJ, he can teach him that. Where Floyd at? I thought they was buddies. I would have, if you talking about trying to get with a person who's just a pure boxer, I would go to somebody like Mayweather Sr. Pay him the couple of million you got to pay and get him to teach you a few things. That's who I would pick. I'm sure Mayweather Sr. would gladly do it. But you go to Robert Garcia. And I mean, I don't harp on the fact of how I think Robert Garcia is when socially, you know what I'm saying? I try not to. But I think they have a problem a little bit with black folks. I don't think they dwell on it, but there's an issue over there in that whole clan. You got some of them thinking they actually white, they they bow down at the altar of whiteness, and they don't like black folks for that much, for in my opinion, because you got to think about that too when you line yourself up with folks. AJ, no matter how well you speak, no matter the fact that you have an English accent, because you're from England, you would. But y'all better learn this country's history. Y'all better learn this country's history and fucking and figure out what you're gonna do with that, because y'all be making some crazy ass decisions and all that stuff. We y'all try to line yourself up with some of these overseas fighters. Robert Garcia don't like black folks, and it's gonna be a shame that AJ, all he gonna be doing it for is whatever money you can pay him. You could have easily paid for a seat, but what Robert Garcia gonna show you. What's up, ATL? You got,
What up,
got
Queen? What's going on?
hey, where you been?
Man, I just came back from Atlanta, man, seeing my family and shit.
Oh, everybody good?
Yeah, yeah, everybody good, man. I had a great weekend. I just got back from North Carolina.
Was you able to see the fight?
Hell yeah, you know it.
Did you drop me off something?
What we bet?
Yeah, we bet, nigga.
What we bet?
We bet the fifth round. Remember, I said I'll
Oh
bet you.
yeah.
Yeah,
We bet.
twenty
What we bet?
dollars.
20?
20. That's it.
I got you right now.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, wait,
Uh,
you
hey,
supposed to call the fight with me this weekend too.
I was on YouTube. I ain't see you on there.
I was on there.
For real.
Yeah, I
I
came
was
up.
like, damn, I was one round off, goddamn.
Yeah, you were. It was somebody in the chat that actually called that round. Who was it? Who
Yeah,
was it?
damn
I
sure
think
was.
it
It
was D
was. Somebody
Young.
said 6. I remember.
Yeah, D Young, I think. I believe so. Shout outs to him. If it was D Young, I think it was him. He's like, I get
Did he
up
bet?
this round.
Did he bet?
Nah, he ain't bad. But look,
Should have bet.
we're gonna get into reviewing that fight. But I was just bringing up the fact that AJ and Usyk seem like they got a date for July 23rd. The
Oh
war be
yeah.
damn, and AJ picking Robert Garcia as his trainer, and I just think he could have picked a better trainer.
Did you
What
get?
you
I
think?
just sent it to you.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to ATL. He paid up. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, pay my dues.
I know that's
Shit.
right. But what you think about that? AJ picking Robert Garcia to train him for the rematch with Usyk. What you think about that?
It's Robert Garcia. That ain't Canelo trainer, is it?
Now that's Mikey Garcia brother.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I haven't really watched him like that, so I can't really, you know what I'm saying, speak on his coaching skills, but I don't think really not as far as AJ, I ain't gonna say everybody, but as far as AJ, man, I don't think the trainer is his problem, man. I think he need to get his fundamentals back down some more, and he need to you know what I'm saying, find out how to really box, man, because he don't know how to box.
Yeah, I think AJ suffers. See, a bad way to say is bitch assness, but a nice way to say is he gets scared. And I mean, we humans, he gets scared, yo. I think he gets scared. I think some fighters intimidate him, and Usyk was one. Especially if you're a pure boxer like Usyk. Usyk outboxed him, and I don't know from September to now or September to July.
Hold on,
I don't know
Mitzi.
what he could do.
Hold on, Mitzi. You can't say that.
Why?
You said because of his skills, right? So why was he scared of Deontay Wilder then?
But because Deontay got the skill to knock you out. That's what
Okay,
I'm
he don't,
saying.
not
Like
skill, but he got that power.
he got the power to knock you out, but that's skills though. Deontay got skills now. We not gonna act like he don't
Oh
got
yeah,
no
now
skills.
no, I'm just saying like
Uh,
before, like that last fight. Now he, if he would have kept up with them body punches, I think he would have went ahead and took him all the way out there. But he won anyway. They cheated him with that 15-second count, so you know
right.
I ain't tripping. The king still undefeated in my head. I don't give a damn what none of them talk about.
Yeah. You know, Deontay, I think he did himself a disservice by putting on weight. That was to me his
Yeah,
biggest
you right.
problem. If it
You right.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what I said. The weight.
Yeah. But AJ, you know, he gets nervous. I'm not like trying to down him because that's a real thing. At least he'll get in the ring, you know, like from time to time, like he will fight. Like he don't do a whole lot of Ryan Garcia moves. Ryan Garcia is scared, and he's scared. He actually show that he don't need to be a boxer. Ryan Garcia, that is. But AJ, you know, AJ would get in there. He'll try to fashion himself however he do. It's the career he chose. But AJ, you know, he gets intimidated easy. I'm just trying to figure out why on earth would you go to somebody where you just don't, you can't tell this dude don't like black people, or he ain't got nothing for black people. Nobody can see this. Am I the only one to see this? I ain't
Let's see.
saying Robert Garcia is a race, all out racist or whatever, and all this stuff. I didn't put that jacket on him.
Me
He
too.
probably is.
AJ ain't black. He light skinned.
AJ got real Negro in there.
Hey,
He from the
you know,
motherland. He
I
got
know
real
that.
Negro in
I
there.
just like me too, but what color I am?
Yeah, but I mean, you black. I'm just talking about in general
Yeah,
how the world see you. You a
yeah, but
black
you know,
man. Robert Garcia ain't got nothing for no black people. You can see how he run his gym.
yeah, I know that
Yeah.
personally, but I'm saying, you know how some people goddamn try to write off light skin is not black sometimes. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I ain't one of those people.
That's what I'm saying. That's probably what's going on in that gym for him to get in there. Because I done seen
Yeah.
it blatantly, and I done heard plenty of stories about him on that racist shit. So I don't see why AJ would go to him after everything he said he been through and came from the streets and all that. So it don't add up. There's a lot of shit that don't add up, and I don't think that he gonna beat Usyk again, man, because he hit Usyk a couple of times, and Usyk just smiled and ate them shits and kept moving and doing what he doing, and I don't see AJ catching up with that shit. I don't see it.
AJ is not gonna be able to. Usyk is a more pure boxer, and
Yeah,
and and apparently got some pop on his punch
I take
because
my hat off to Usyk. I've been watching him since goddamn it when he was in the light heavyweight.
Hustler Slim say, no, AJ won't. He ducked Wilder for years. AJ was a hype job that got exposed by Ruiz. And if Ruiz wouldn't have been focused for the rematch, if he would have been focused for the rematch, he would have stopped AJ. Yeah, if he could put the pizza down, if Ruiz could put that pizza
Hell
down.
nah.
Food,
Hey,
food.
you know who Usyk remind me of, Miss T?
Who?
You remember that movie Natural Born Killers with
Yeah,
Woody Harrelson?
yeah.
That's who that nigga remind me of, man. That nigga crazy, bro.
Oh, damn. You know what? As soon as I started thinking about what he looked like in the movie. But
All he needed is
that's
Mallory.
crazy. That's crazy. Hustle Slim though, you got a point to a certain degree. Now we had some people on here who have debunked the fact that AJ Duck Wilder, and we can go like a lot of us can go back and forth. I feel like AJ didn't want to fight Wilder, no matter what the circumstances is. But we had somebody to give some relevant information, D-Town Blaster, when he was saying that AJ didn't really duck him, and he gave his reasonings for it. It would take him to explain it, but it all made logical sense. But in the end of the day, I think AJ was scared to fight Wilder. In the end of the day, I think AJ gets intimidated. He might even suffer from panic attacks. And let me let y'all know this: I ain't knocking him if he do, because panic attacks are real. If you never had one, you're gonna look at it probably like I did in the beginning, like, what the fuck wrong with you? How's you panicking over this? Ain't nothing happened. You ain't say nothing. Nobody scared you, nobody yelled, whatever the case. But panic attacks is real, and you won't ever probably believe it till it happened to you. And I'm gonna tell you, you don't want no fucking panic attack. I had three, and I don't know where the fuck they came from. I can't explain them, but
I
they
had
real
one.
in the field. You
I
had
had
one.
one.
You know they real too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Well, I ain't gonna
have.
say. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna say a panic attack. I said a nervous breakdown. Which one
That's
worse?
worse. That's worse. Panic attack is the prelude to the motherfucking nervous breakdowns and all that
Okay.
stuff. Yes, that's like the baby of them ones, the nervous breakdowns, and it's another
Yeah.
one that people can have. But yeah, them panic attacks is real. I'm gonna tell you, they real in the field. Hustler Sim said, "There is nothing no one could say to make me believe AJ didn't duck Wilder. There's too many facts that prove that." I hear
Oh
you,
yeah, he
King.
did duck his ass. That's what I said. He did duck him.
I hear you, King.
I
But I
totally
would
agree
say
with you.
I would say my boy D-Town Blaster gave a good soliloquy of why he think that wasn't the case. And it sounds logical. I'm gonna just say that. It's Wilder country over here. It's Team
Yeah,
Wilder
nigga
over
come at
here.
you with 50 million, you don't sign. You ducking.
But yeah, D-Town said that AJ was not able to take that money because of his obligations elsewhere. Like he could have got sued if he tried to take that money. But I look at it like this. I think that AJ threw out a number that he knew Wilder couldn't meet, and when they met it, he started backpedaling.
Yeah,
So,
and
so
ducking.
it was upon it coming upon AJ to come and explain how detailed explain it. Like AJ has never gave a full throttle explanation like detail does about why he couldn't take that. I mean, people smart. Like I said, that's a logical. The way detail explained it is very logical when he explained it, and AJ should have did that, but he didn't. You
Man,
know,
I'll
he
fight
left it
every
up to
fighter in.
speculation.
I will fight every fighter in boxing for 50 million
Yes, yes, but I don't want to
tomorrow.
get sued for that shit.
Tomorrow.
Uh, but we know that AJ can't outbox Usyk. So what is Robert Garcia gonna do in the interim? Well, they saying Robert gonna teach him how to utilize his size. And this is why I ask y'all what y'all think, because who can't teach him how to utilize his size? Hell, he can teach himself. Am I wrong, ATL? Like, am I missing something?
No. Mm-mm.
You need a trainer who don't even like black folks to teach you how to utilize your big ass size. Come on, man. Like AJ. And you, like you said, ATL, he from the street. He got creds and all that. Well,
Yeah.
how the fuck you miss that?
Exactly.
You know, a lot of these foreign fighters, let me tell you, you got to be careful when you start playing in this sandbox called America. When it comes to these racial issues or just racial undertones, and I'm gonna get into that with George Cambosos later. But yeah, you got to be careful with that because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hey,
You know,
Minty,
it's been said that black people suffer from PTSD and have been for centuries, and I believe that shit.
I got it on
You
paper.
know, yeah. Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah,
I hear that.
and bipolar depression.
Oh man, you on medicine?
Nah, I don't take that shit.
Now a lot of people, how you stay level?
I used to fuck with the what's that shit? Latuda.
Mm.
But then that shit started giving me headaches, so I stopped fucking with that shit. But I just got my own peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Start cutting people off that were toxic and had bad energy, and I just started doing my own thing and staying to myself. I've been working, so that's another thing. So
You know, I'm a real believer in let food be thy medicine because any pill that they could have out there, you know, food could do that same job without the side effects. And sometimes a lot of people don't like to take those medicines for
nah, they fuck you up.
bipolar and all that because of the side effects.
Yeah, I had one of them that one of them blocked me from even thinking about anything bad. Like I couldn't think about nothing bad. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if I
Right.
tried to, I couldn't, which was retarded. I had one that made me fucking just sit there and look at your ass all day.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I had one that made me angry. So it's like they try to lab rat your ass to see which one fit.
Yeah, yeah. And guess what, y'all? That sugar does a number on all of us.
Sugar is the number one killer of African Americans. Period. I told you
Exactly.
I just came off a keto diet because I was pre-diabetic. I did it for what 90 some days.
Mm,
My levels went down a little bit, but they're not all the way back normal. But he said it's better than before. So, and
yeah.
my doctor, he's Chinese, and he's been on the keto diet for years, and you know what I'm saying, he don't eat no sugar. He said he don't eat no rice, and he's from China. He said rice is bad for you, pasta, anything that produce sugar. He said your body only supposed to consume 3 grams of sugar a day for your kidneys and your liver to actually function and work how they're supposed to, healthy, fully running.
And let me tell you, Chinese doctors, all Chinese doctors over there, they have to be holistic credentialized before they can become a doctor. That's all of them. That means they have to understand food being the medicine. They have to understand uh remedies that come straight out the ground, like you can organically just eat. They have to know the organic way to do it before they can become a doctor of anything. That's their way. You know, we don't do that here in the States. You know, but food can be your medicine. If you cut out like sugar, the body runs off of sugar, but they run off of real sugar. It's not running off of fake sugar. And just because the only time people can see that it's a problem when it comes to sugar, ATL, and maybe you agree with me, is when it affects you socially. So if you're a woman and you're 22 and 21 and your hair is stand out as if you like 60s, you're going bald, you got bald spots and shit, that will affect you socially. And you're
Yep.
gonna run to the doctor to be like, hey doc, what's going on?
Shit
Little do
falling.
you know it's the motherfucking sugar. That's what it
Sugar.
did to you.
Exactly.
You know?
You right.
Yeah. Hustler Sim said AJ is too upright he too upright and robotic to outbox Usyk. The only chance would be to press and use his strength and power. He doesn't have a chance to outbox him. That's the wrong approach. But that's what they said, Hustler. That's what they saying that they gonna teach him how to use his body, his size. That's what he was lacking in the Usyk fight. But that requires him, in my opinion, to slim up a little because Usyk ain't gonna be that big. Like Usyk's wife already told the world within the first week of that war starting for Usyk, when Usyk got into the war, that he lost 20 some pounds just in the first week. And that was just administratively entering him into into the fold. He wasn't even on the front line or nothing like that. And in 1 week he dropped that kind of weight. So Usyk is probably not going to come in big, So AJ need to come in a little smaller. What you think about that, ATL?
Man, yeah, I could see him being able to move around with him more if he was slimmer. I think that'd be the only way that he could somewhat have some chance to win if he does that. And like you said, they're trying to train him, to use, his body and try to, his muscle, you know, you know, be more aggressive. I guess I should say.
And my last advice to AJ, man, you better learn some American history. Learn your black culture. You're not American, but you black. So you better know it. If they can line you up with a bunch of us and none of us open our mouth, you're gonna get the same treatment that we'll get. You better learn your culture because it's gonna help you. It's your culture too. It's the world culture at this point. It's gonna help you make better decisions. And getting with somebody who really don't care for black people, it's the last thing I would do. That's why even with the Bud Crawford thing, I didn't like him being with Bob. This is how Bob feel about black people. But it's your choice. It's your career. It's your business move, and you know better than I what's best for you. So
Let me tell you
I
what I
mean,
think he should do. Let me
what's
tell you
up?
what I think a change him. I think he just need to goddamn accept what the fuck he done been through. You know what I'm saying? He need
Yeah,
to goddamn come to America. He need to be himself. He need to be himself, man. Stop trying to think about this person, that person, and just be yourself because whatever persona you put it on is rubbing off wrong on everybody. So everybody ain't wrong. So I think if he just be himself, humble himself, man, and focus. And if he say he from the streets or whatever, he know the people in the UK ain't fucking with him. We ain't even heard nothing about him. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
He need to come kick it, man. Find a good um, black organization that's gonna goddamn really have his back and teach him real fundamentals about what he need to do. Because I'm pretty sure everybody on the outside know what the fuck going on, but he over there, so ain't nobody really trying to reach out.
The
And you know what I'm
problem
saying?
is,
From over there, like if he was here, I could see people helping him, but
but he coming over here to get help from Robert Garcia of all people. And I would have went with Floyd Senior like a motherfucker.
I would have,
Somebody.
I would, I would have, I would have hit Derrick James up.
You would have hit Derek.
I would have hit
Yeah,
Derrick.
Derek would have did a solid bow. Yeah, AJ, you need to learn. Like, I don't know when they
Shout
be
out to
like, "Oh,
Derrick
I got
James.
prayers and shit." I
Yeah.
really don't. Huh?
I said shout out to Derrick James, like you know what I'm saying, trainer of the year for the last 2-3 years. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Shout out to you. You need to go get AJ and bring him back.
Hey, that's what's needed. because that Derek ain't gonna do that tomfoolery with you. You gonna get over there and you're gonna be the only black speck in the fucking gym, and other than the janitor and whoever else cleaning up, that's what's gonna be. I'm telling you, Hustle is
If
Slim.
he go over there, he'll be back to man down.
Exactly, exactly. Who you talking about? AJ going over to Derek or go over to
Yeah.
Robert?
If AJ go over to Derry, it'll be man down again.
Yeah, we'll see. AJ does have, like I tell you, he has intimidation. I'm gonna call it intimidation because he all man. I ain't trying to diminish the man as a man. Like he a scared of cat. No, I can't put that jacket on. But he he has intimidation problems.
I'm gonna make a video just for Anthony Joshua right after I get off with you.
I know, right? Somebody tried to told him.
I'm gonna tag him in and everything.
Yeah. Hustler Slim said Usyk is not a true heavyweight. He has to force his body to keep that weight. That's why he lost that amount so fast. I believe so, Hustler. I believe so. The only person I feel that could have helped AJ is no longer here, Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah, and I don't trust his nephew, Sugar Hill. That fugazi ass nigga. Something up with him. I
So
don't
hold on,
trust him.
let me ask Hustler Slim this question. Hustler Slim, you don't think if AJ went to Derrick James that Derrick James would help him at all?
I mean, you know what? While we waiting on that answer, to a certain degree, I don't think, me personally, ATL, I don't think that Derrick James is the greatest trainer. I think I think he trains well. I don't got nothing against him. I think he has some good candidates under his stable.
Well,
DJ in the
let me
building.
tell you the main thing
What's up?
that he would teach AJ
But
how to fucking block his face from getting hit.
he could probably do
He
that.
teach that well. Between
Okay.
Charlo and goddamn Spence, they don't get hit too much.
That's because people get intimidated by them. That got a lot to do with
They know
Charlo
how
and
to
Spence.
roll with the punches. Like he teach all that.
But DJ is in the building. What's poppin', King? What you got on it?
DJ, what up, fam?
DJ,
What's
unmute
going
yourself.
on? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear
yeah.
you now. What's good? What's good?
What's going on? What's going on? Listen, AJ should have went with Ronnie Shields like he was supposed to. If he had went with Ronnie Shields, I'd have gave him a chance in this fight. Now his ass getting stopped. He's
I
getting
go on
stopped.
Robert.
Yes, all Robert gonna show him how to do. All Robert's fighters are slow-footed, come forward fighters. Now, it's only like a few fighters that's actually worked for. It worked for Virgil for a long time. It worked for his brother Mikey, and it worked for Jose Ramirez. But guess what? When they ran into good counter punchers like Josh Taylor, like Errol Spence, uh, all that shit went away. So
Mhm.
all Robert Garcia is gonna teach AJ how to do is pressure. Come forward with the high guard and pressure and wing punches. With Usyk being a masterful counter puncher, that's not gonna be a good matchup for him.
No, it ain't. That's why I say, like, I don't know what he getting from Robert that he couldn't get from the guy he would now. Or like you said, I agree he should have went with Rodney. But do you think Rodney was like, nah, man, realistically speaking, there ain't much we can improve?
No, what it was, from my understanding, was he wanted Ronnie to drop everything and come over to the UK and train him. And Ronnie was like, no, I still got fighters here. Like Jamal is about to fight. So Jamal is about to fight what in about 2-3 weeks. So
Yeah.
he couldn't just drop everything and go over to the UK to train him. So AJ should have stayed stateside, stayed in that gym with probably Jamal Charlo and some of the other fighters that Ronnie Shields has, and stayed over here and tried to work on his game. He should have been over here probably 2 months after the fight. He should have came over here when he came over here and did his American tour, trying to find a new trainer. He should have got with Ronnie Shields then and started working on a game plan on how to beat Usyk. But at the same time, we didn't even know if this fight was going to happen because Usyk was at war at the time.
Yeah, what changed? What changed with that? Because I haven't seen anything official that I heard through an article or two that the sports minister of Ukraine was like trying to give all of them a reprieve, but he's saying like you guys can go fight, do your boxing thing, but
Hmm.
Lomachenko he could ill afford to even take advantage of it because of how he came at it in the first place. But was that
So yeah,
real?
they gave all those guys the option. They gave Usyk, Lomachenko, Postol, the Bellator welterweight champion, Amasov. They gave him the option as well, but a lot of those guys stayed.
Yeah. That's what I thought Usyk was gonna do. But I think the powers that be with them belts, they ain't gonna be, I always said I wonder how long it's gonna take before they be like, yo, man, we can't hold these belts no more.
Absolutely. I mean, because I think it's been almost a year since the last time they fought. When did they fight? Like last August?
September.
Last August, September, something like that. I remember it was late summer, early
September
fall last
25th.
year. Yeah.
September 25th.
So I mean, you got mandatories lining up at that point. I think every sanctioning body gives you at least a year before you have to defend that belt again. So it came to the point. Then it's like, okay, do you want to vacate all your titles? It was easy. I'm not gonna say it was an easy decision, but it was kind of a no brainer for Lomachenko, even though the Kambosos fight at that time was on the table.
Yeah,
But
Lomachenko fucked himself up by how he entered into the thing. Let me get some of these chats. Hustler Slim said, not sure about James' track record with the heavyweight. It's different ball game. And then he said, James is a great trainer, but I agree. I think Shields would be a better fit. But I feel David Jackson should have been looked at also. Yeah, that would have been a good one too.
Kevin Cunningham as well. I thought Kevin
Yeah.
Cunningham would have been a great fit because Kevin Cunningham is the Southpaw Whisperer. So who better, in my opinion, who better to get ready for a slick Southpaw than Kevin Cunningham? You look at Corey Spinks and you look at some of the other fighters that he's had that were Southpaws. Kevin Cunningham was a Southpaw Whisperer, so I think that would have been a good fit for him as well.
Yeah, he'd have taught him how to lean on him for real. So ATL and DJ, from both of you guys, who y'all got in that fight? Because they saying it's July 23rd, so think Usyk gonna pull it out.
What's wrong with you?
Both of y'all said
Usyk
Usyk.
gonna stop him this time, Miss T.
You think so? You know what
AJ
been thinking about?
hadn't improved. He hadn't improved. He's changed nothing.
Yeah,
The only thing that's different now, instead of the fight being in his own hometown, in his own home country, I think they fighting in like Dubai or Saudi Arabia or some shit like that.
Saudi Arabia, a damn
Yeah.
sausage party. Yeah.
Yes, it's sausage party.
Nah,
You know
I'm
that woman flocking over there.
That's funny.
It's gonna be a 50-50 fight to me.
Nah, AJ, he getting stopped. I say by 9th round, he getting stopped.
You know what the thing is?
I think.
Know. Go ahead. I'm sorry, ATL. Go ahead.
Nah, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know who I'm gonna bet with on that fight, but I'm gonna bet something.
I think the elephant in the room is we don't know how this war has affected Usyk.
Exactly.
We don't even know if Lomachenko Postal, the guy from the Bellator, and Usyk, were they frontliners or were they, administrators?
I ain't gonna lie, Miss C. I've been following like the war and shit on TV, and the only people I've seen out there, the Klitschko and Usyk.
Oh damn!
That might make him more of a monster. It ain't necessarily even Usyk that was probably not on the front line. It was like we've only seen that one picture of Lomachenko. Like, where's Lomachenko? Nobody really seen it. So exactly. I'm not doubting whether these guys are actually out there fighting. It's just we've only seen the one picture.
I seen Usyk down in the fucking up under building in the fucking basement with his family. You know what I'm saying? I seen goddamn both of the Klitschko brothers on the news saying what the fuck they need because they the fucking mayors of this fucking city. I ain't even know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got them saying what the fuck going on and shit like that. So, You know what I'm saying? They out there. I ain't seen Lomachenko nowhere, bro. I swear I haven't.
Hey, let me tell you right
Yeah, I
now.
think Vladimir is like the mayor. I think the
Yeah.
Vladimir is like the mayor of that city, and Vitaly's like a congressman or something.
Peep game. So I'm watching Loma when he first got in. He tried to solidify himself with his uniform. First of
Yeah, he
all,
just
it
don't
didn't
take a
have
picture
no.
with the
Yeah,
uniform. I'm
it
like,
didn't even have a name on it. The
you know what I'm
motherfucker
saying?
was quick and span, brand new, clean. And remember, I'm gonna get you, sucker. When he came back like he was a war hero, but
Hell
really he
yeah,
was an
when he cut
office
his finger,
warrior.
he cut his finger and said,
Like 50
ah!
Cent. He was an office warrior. I don't mean to put Loma down, but man, Loma ain't on no front line.
The
That don't make
motherfucking
it
Evan
bad
twins.
thing. Mm?
He said the motherfucking Evan twins.
All right. Still hear your punk ass calling for your mama. Mama.
Hey, that nigga dived on that nigga ass. The Olsen twins, you motherfucker.
Ooh, I hadn't seen that movie in ages, man.
Man, I think you gotta blaze up and watch that thing.
They
right
tried
now,
to
'cause I used
ambush
to watch
me.
it so much.
And the Kampu just said they tried to ambush me.
Yeah, remember when the lady was singing when the Saints go marching in? They said it must be the director's sister, man. You know how many times I watched that before I caught that? I was like, God damn, you rolling on the floor and shit, singing when the Saints go marching in. Hustler Slim said, "Man, Loma over here with me drinking a tall can."
For real.
He's not in no
Oh
war.
man, yeah. But Miss T, I will say this: the Bellator. I know the Bellator champ Amasov. I know he's in it because they showed him like crawling out of a bunker. In full fatigues, had his weapons on. He was helping other people out of the bunker as well. And then at the end of it, he threw his belt out. He was like, just to let people know, like, he's okay. It's him. That's how he identified himself. He just threw his Bellator belt out of the bunker as well after he helped other people out the bunker.
Damn.
So
we ain't seen no video footage of Loma. Goddamn, that nigga flex like a motherfucker.
Loma is typing. He's the what you call that?
That nigga said, "Go down to Walmart and get me uniform."
Yeah, he the politics.
Damn, man.
That's the only picture I see of that nigga, bro.
I think Loma over there scrapping, man. I think Loma over there scrapping.
Nah, I ain't seen that nigga one time, bro.
You know what? Your first action usually be the most truest. You know what I'm saying? Of how you think or whatever.
Cause remember at first they said he wasn't going.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to go.
You know what I'm saying? Then later on, you see him.
They called everybody back. They was like, we need every able-bodied man between 18 and 60.
God, I am 60.
60. They said we need them all, every able-bodied man.
They should have stopped. I mean, realistically speaking, 18 to 40 something. You know what I'm saying? Because your body ain't just. I don't see how people 40 and up can really get the scrap on. You gotta be a special kind of person and took care of yourself up until that point. I mean, there's a reason why they don't let you in.
They got women out there throwing Molotov cocktails and stuff. Yeah. So
yeah, look, I did a show where I was talking about their Miss Ukraine, or she won a beauty pageant. Real beautiful woman. She has a 7-year-old child, and she was like, "Shit, I'm getting the hell up out of here." She was on her Jackie O. Like, man, they killing Ukrainians. I'm out of here, and I won't mad at her. I won't mad at her. That's some people are probably like, I thought the women's supposed to fight. Yeah, if they're gonna stay there, but I think with women fighting, it should be a choice. It should be, because a lot of dudes, you'll fuck a whole mentality up when men seeing women blown to shreds and shit. A lot of guys can't take that, and you don't need your whole regimen not focused on the task at hand. That's why I always think it should be voluntary. Because there ain't too many women gonna volunteer for that shit. I can promise you that shit.
I know the Klitschko's out there for damn show, even if they didn't want to be.
Straight up.
Since they're politicians, they are high value targets. Like they've talked about how the Russians have actually put a bounty on them. Like, we want them.
And try to poison them.
The Klitschko. They're. I mean, not only are they famous, but they politicians. They high value targets.
Yeah, because
we want that. So Klitschko had no choice. They was in it, whether they wanted to be in it or not.
Yeah, what you say, ATL?
They tried to poison him at a
Damn.
meeting.
See, the Klitschko's got enough clout that even they could turn it around for their country. Even if and I hope and pray cooler heads prevail. But if they, everybody calm down and cool down and go back to their neutral corners and leave well enough alone, the Klitschko's could to have a profound effect on that country. That's probably why they hide interest targets. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they know it, and you can tell they like shit. I'm ready to die for this shit. The three people in combat sport, because I don't know about Emerson, but I take your word for it, DJ. But the three boxers that stand out to me, that was like, I'm ready to die. It's whatever, and that's Postal. Because he after that Antoine Russell fight, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get as close as I can, and walk the rest of the way." Then you got Usyk.
Right.
Usyk was first on the scene, and along with the Klitschko's. But Loma was like, "Saint, that's not my fight.
You
That's
remember
not my
because all of this broke out like I think it was like 2 weeks before the fight, and Postal was like, my family's still over there. I need to. He was like, I'm gonna still do the fight, but I need to hurry up and get back home. Like he ain't
exactly,
waste no time. He wasted absolutely no time getting back home. So
exactly," and that
yeah, but
speaks
AJ getting
volumes.
stopped though. That ain't gonna affect that. AJ getting stopped.
I think what the mentality of Usyk, because I mean it's nothing like a warrior mind. He gonna come back and hurt AJ. AJ mind will not be on the level of a Usyk. It just won't.
Usyk has no mind. He's crazy. Have you not seen this man?
He seen calm
I'm about
when
to say
I see
Usyk
him
crazy,
on
Miss
clip.
T.
He crazy.
Did you not like? And it really hit for me at the last press conference. Remember he was sitting up there in his little Joker suit, and the look that he had on his face. I was like, yeah, there's only like a couple people home in there. Like Usyk ain't all the way there, man.
His elevator don't go all the way up. But hold on,
Right.
look.
He's a couple fries short of a Happy Meal, all that.
So we don't go over time. Like, I got a little bit to be here, but I want to make sure I get some of these points in. So Shakur Stevens says, I'm switching gears on y'all. Shakur Stevens says he is down with fighting Tank Davis, claiming he has the better skills than Tank. It will not be a problem for Shakur to move up. Remember, Bob Arum wanted Shakur to move up in the first place, but that had a lot to do with him wanting Oscar and all them other Mexicans that he represents to get those belts. I didn't think Bob wanted Shakur to move up was in his best interest, because I
My
was like,
baby.
you at a place where you have the chance to become undisputed, don't walk away from that. But that was Bob advising Shakur to move up. I still say Shakur should be, or so far, he should go for undisputed. But I will say to move up a Tank. Yeah, I'm interested. Plus, Tank still talk like he would be 130. Because if you listen to Tank talk, he be like 130, 135, 140. So he still talk like he'll dabble in that division. What y'all think about that?
I think personally, this is my choice. I mean, this is me, right? Tank either needs to move back down to 130 because he weighed in at 133 last Friday. So I was like, okay, that shows me Tank ain't struggling at 35 and he can still make 30. So either he moves back down to 30 or move back up to 140 because personally, I don't think Tank looks that good at 135. Even though he said he's settling into the weight, he's getting more comfortable with the weight. I thought Tank looked absolutely fantastic at 140. He didn't cut any weight, which means his power carried late and he wasn't going to get tired. That was one of my big keys to victory when he was going into that Barrios fight. But I don't think he can beat Shakur. I think Shakur will jab his nose off.
What you think, ATL? ATL, you fell asleep on me. What you
No,
think?
I'm here. I'm here.
What you think, Shakur and Tank?
Shit, I don't know, man. That'll be a good one, man. I don't know, man. But you know what I'm saying? If I was to put my money on it, I'm going with Tank.
Mm.
I like Shakur. Don't get me wrong. I've been following him too, but with him and Tank, Tank is like one of my top 5 fighters. So I got to roll with my boy Tank.
I got you.
I'm gonna
And
tell
see,
you.
it's
I'm
the,
gonna tell
it's
you.
the
Hold on.
exact,
I'm gonna give y'all. If y'all, I know if y'all around. I'm gonna tell you what Tank is to me. You remember when that game Mike Tyson Punch Out was out?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
You know when you fight Mike Tyson, right? You might not be winning the whole fight, but if he catch your ass that one time, your ass out of there. That's what I think about Tank, man. That's how I look at him. Like because
because
everybody always say in every fight that before he knocked somebody ass out, that they was winning the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
that's
They was
starting to
winning
be
till they
his
wasn't.
mantra.
Yeah. You
That's
know what I'm
starting
saying?
to be the way. I
Yeah,
think
straight
I
up. That's
agree.
that. But I'll go with Tank.
Now, for me, I think he could fight all three. Yeah, all three divisions. I've said it before. Tank has a unique opportunity that he could be undisputed at 130. He could be undisputed at 135 or 140. He just got to be a person that want to go for the hardware. I'm not with all this. You just doing it for the money. Because if I'm gonna line your pockets up, who's the next fighter I'm gonna line up that we don't know about right now just because they boxing? I'm not gonna pay to see nobody, box just to make them rich and pour my money into them and buying fights and shit, and they ain't even trying to go to the Super Bowl. I can't support shit like that. But it take is all about getting them hardware because I'm gonna tell you, in the end of the day, nobody's gonna care that you got all this money. And if you look at athletes in general, especially black fighters, notorious for fucking making millions and millions, and in the span of 20 years, where that shit at? But you ain't gonna never say where that shit at when you been a unified champ, undisputed. You ain't gonna say where that shit at. You know what I'm saying? You can pimp that to your favor. People gonna listen to you more. You can parlay that into a job in the future if if you get some hardware under your belt. So I if Tank wants, because recently he called out Devin. So if Tank want to be going for these belts, I'm with that train. But if Tank just want to fight people and make money, I'm not with it. I can't be with it. And I like Tank. But I'm gonna get
And
one more. What's up?
Miss T, I think that's his mindset too. I think he called out Devin because a lot of people have been asking for that fight, but a lot of people have also been asking for the Ryan Garcia fight as well. And
Mm,
while he was in the ring Saturday, he was yelling at Ryan, "You next, you next."
mm.
While he was sitting there fighting Rolly, he was yelling at Ryan. Ryan was in the crowd, as we've all probably seen by now. He was yelling at Ryan, "You next." I think Tank's mindset is, how much you gonna pay me to knock this dude out? I don't care. I don't think Tank really cares about the belts, and he said that much after he beat Cruz last year. He was like, I don't care about them fighting for no belt. He's like, I'm the top dog. I don't care about them belts. So I
Exactly.
really
But
I really don't think Tank really cares about winning championships. I think you put the biggest names in front of me, I'm gonna knock his ass out.
but
That's
isn't
where
that the
Tank's
critique
mindset
that
is.
we give? Isn't that the same critique that people give or we give about Wilder? You're so in love with your power that you leaving everything else up to speculation. Because I'm telling you, when he was about to fight Cruz, I said, Tank, this ain't the one you strategically try to place a punch. You got to fight this man, and I was right. Cruz took it to him. You got to fight Cruz. When he started outboxing Cruz, did he start doing better
Yeah,
in the ring for himself? But Cruz could have easily won that fight, in my opinion. And truth be told, I wouldn't be mad if it was ever ruled a draw. But with Leo and with Barrios, Tank strategically moves around. He'll take a loss on all the cards, and then he'll try to place that one punch. That's you being in love with your power. And dude, just like you got power, other people got power, and other people can take a punch just like you can take one. And I think that's a dangerous precedent to set for your career.
now I'll agree with you on this Rolly fight. I think he was I think he was falling in love with his power. But as far as Barrios and Santa Cruz, you can see him breaking down Barrios as the fight went along. You can see him getting closer and closer with his punches, and he attacked the body. He was using his jab, he was using his footwork. Even though he gave away probably 4 of the first 5 rounds against Barrios, he'll do that
Mm.
just to get your timing, just to get his distance. And once he hones in on how far he can on where he needs to be to clip you, because Tank, for the most part, and this is why I believe he struggled with Pitbull Cruz. For the most part, Tank's gonna be the shorter fighter, right? He's gonna be the shorter fighter, have the shorter reach, so he has to find his way inside and use his quickness and his footwork, because his reach is never gonna really be there against a lot of these other guys. But you can see him breaking that down with Santa Cruz and with Barrios. Santa Cruz, he didn't respect his power at all, so he just walked him down. Now, while you're walking somebody down, you're going to get hit a lot. So he didn't respect Santa Cruz at all, and Santa Cruz made the mistake of throwing the same punch 3 times and Tank timed it. Barrios, he found his range, and he was able to work his way inside where he could touch Barrios. You notice the first knockdown he had was a leaping right hook.
Yeah.
It was like, okay. Yes. He was like, okay. And he was like, I was willing to back up. He spoke about it after the Barrios fight. He was like, I was willing to back up and put my back on the ropes because I could time him like that. It was like, as long as we were standing out in the middle of the ring, he was long. But once he started backing me up, I could time him. So you see that. And then with the thing about Cruz, since he's so short, and I thought that would give Tank problems because Tank is usually used to catching guys who are taller than him with that uppercut. But when you got to reach down and Cruz has that high guard and he has no neck, you ain't knocking out nobody without a neck. I don't care who you are. Look at Adrian Broner, look at Tank, look at Esau Cruz. These no neck dudes, you're not knocking them out. So, so with that high guard and he doesn't really have a neck and he's so short, it's going to be hard to crack Cruz's defense, man. So I think that's what, and then he's walking forward, winging these wild ass punches. So you got to be on your P's and Q's. But I think that's more so what happened with Tank in that Cruz fight than anything. He had to make adjustments, and he didn't have his biggest weapon in that fight. So I give Tank a lot of credit for that win.
I would tell you this though, going forward, it's not, to me, it's not the best strategy. While you're young and you got youth on your side, sure, a lot of that shit can work. But can you imagine a 32-year-old, 33-year-old Tank? That shit ain't gonna work for him, especially when you got warriors coming up in the boxing game all the time. But I'm gonna move on to this next subject, and then I'm gonna let both of y'all cook on review of the fights because I did a fight. I called the fight. Some of us watched it together. I wish you guys had been there, but I already said what I had to say about them fights. But Bill Haney,
I told you.
Yeah, you did. But you was one off. You was one off.
I told you that nigga with ass cheeks.
No, I don't think he was that. But I'm gonna let you rock that one too. Bill Haney has said he don't want Kambosos, or Kambosos shouldn't weasel out of the rematch with Devin when he beats him. So I'm asking y'all. Did he drop a nugget by saying that? Did y'all catch it? Because I caught a nugget. What you think, ATM?
Who said that?
Bill Haney has said that recently. He was like, now, Kambosos, don't you weasel out of the rematch when Devin beat your ass. What y'all think Bill was trying to say?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So look,
I mean, I didn't really put much into that. But I think for sure that they trying to cash Kambosos out, because if you saw Devin's demeanor yesterday when Kambosos was trying to get in his head and trying to piss him off,
that shit didn't work.
That shit did not work. If anything, it backfired on Kambosos. And you could see Devin done talking.
Yeah,
he ready to whoop his ass, man. Once somebody stop engaging you, it ain't always to the point to where they just so pissed off they can't even think straight. It's mother. Ooh, you just wait. You wait, motherfucker. You got one more motherfucking time.
You got one more.
That nigga said,
you got one more time.
Be yourself. Why you lying, man? Just be
right. Just be exactly. And that's the problem. I don't know who. And shout out to my guy Tay Jones. He was like, I don't know who gassing Kambosos up to say this shit, but it's gonna get him hurt.
Seriously,
because you ain't doing nothing but making yourself look stupid. You ain't ever been like this. You were never.
Did you see the stare down? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Devin was like, you can see Devin gritting his teeth. And was like, yeah, you like. I was like, yeah, I know that look. Everybody in the hood done seen that look. You got one more time. You
Exactly.
got one more.
In my opinion,
Exactly.
Devin was emotionless. He
the
was
nugget that
emotionless in that stare down.
the nugget that Bill dropped, in my opinion, y'all, it's just an opinion. He was giving us an insight that only Cambosos got a rematch clause, not Devin. And we hear the rumors, but to me, that's the first thing I thought. Why would Bill say that? Like, what is that? Of all the things to talk about, why are we saying that? Don't weasel out on that rematch. I would think Devin wouldn't care to rematch his ass once he got the belts. Devin would love to probably come back here and move on with his life because Devin was contemplating moving up to 140. Not that Devin's scared. I'm just saying, who don't want to fight and then just keep it pushing or whatever. But Bill made a point to say that. So in my opinion, he was letting the world know only Cambosos got the rematch, and Devin gonna beat him so bad he's not even gonna want to activate his rematch clause. I was like, so what kind of
Yeah,
contract
you
is
right
that?
about that, Miss T. You right about that. Cambosos is the only one with a rematch, and it has to happen in Australia. Remember, that was the deal: 2 fights in Australia, plus another fight on Top Rank. That was the deal that Devin got, and a lot of people, whether you agreed or disagreed with the deal, that was the deal. It was 2 fights in Australia with Cambosos, and then another fight with Top Rank. So that's what Bill was talking about. Don't you try to weasel out of it. Meaning, don't try to. In my eyes, if that could mean anything, this is just my opinion. If that meant anything, that would mean don't try to stall Devin out after he beat your ass and try to hold us up for a year and a half, waiting on this rematch when we could be fighting other people.
It could be that too. It could be a lot of speculations, but
If I'm
none of
Devin, I
us
beat his
actually
ass and
saw
move
the
up.
none of none of us actually saw the contract. So to me, when he
Yeah.
said that, I was like, that's confirmation proof. Because Devin and Bill know that only Cambosos got the clause on his side. Devin ain't got no
Mm-hmm.
rematch clause. If Devin lose, Devin just asked the fuck out. But when
Right.
Bill say that, I was like, you letting me know that's the nugget I picked up. And I want to show y'all a picture. And y'all see this picture right here? Y'all see this picture? So it's
I don't
hard to
want to see
find
that.
this picture, right? There's a lot wrong with this picture. Now I'm on record saying that we can't always use the black card and then all that because you oversaturate the word, you desynthesize the word to the point that when it is a real black issue, nobody can do nothing like the boy that cried wolf. This bullshit right here, Cambosos, you're an
Yeah.
ignorant motherfucker. Y'all have never heard me say this. I hope Devin beat him within inches of his fucking life. Y'all people abroad need to stop dipping your toe in these racial undertones because this right here to me is racial. Because first of all, let's address the thuggery of it all. Cambosos, you walking around like a thug. Rich motherfucking people looking at you like new money. Because new money act different from old money. You walking around here with the expensive coats and fucking suits on and shit. Why not you thugging? Why is it all the time when a black person doing something, it's a thuggery thing? First of all, I've never seen Devin wear silver chains. So you put that on his neck for a reason. That shit is not a actual picture that Devin posed for. And somebody please tell me
Right. He didn't
whenever.
even pose for that shit.
Yeah,
That wasn't even for no photo shoot. I can
yeah,
understand if you took it from a photo shoot. Like
right,
the fact that the problem that I have with other than the chains is why do you ain't got their belts on them? You know what I mean?
right.
Like this is an undisputed lightweight championship fight. The belt should be somewhere on the poster. Besides the whole thing with the chains and they call him a thug, Devin ain't. You mean what Devin mugshot at?
Yeah, exactly. And then look at
Devin ain't got no
when have
mugshot,
you
man. Devin
ever
mind his business. He mind his business and fight. That's what he do. Now, does
when
he
have
have his
you
cars and
ever
his clothes and his jewelry? Sure. But Devin is 22, 23 years old. I expect him to do
acting like
22,
somebody
23-year-old
that
shit.
his age? Now my
Right.
question
He's
is,
acting
when
his
have
age.
y'all
Like he
ever
like
in
that
y'all
shit. If he
life?
want to be young, fly, and fly, if he want to be young, fly, and flashy, let him
Mhm.
be young, fly, and flashy. That don't make him a fucking thug, though.
But
I
DJ,
didn't like that shit either, Miss T.
here's the big question. This is how you know this propaganda. When have you ever seen a fighter I don't care what set they claim, what race they are part of. When have you ever seen a fighter in full wraps in their hands and put an expensive watch over top of the wraps?
Facts.
That shit
Facts.
is on purpose. That's on design. And fucking Cambosos, you and your team signed off on it because somebody had to sign off on that picture.
Lou DiBella signed off on that. Lou DiBella
See,
signed off
let
on that.
that dude
I'm
bring that racial
I'm
element.
gonna put it past Cambosos. I'm gonna actually give him the benefit of the doubt here. But
Fuck
Lou DiBella,
Cambosos.
no. Lou DiBella, no. I'm gonna put that on Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella, no. He approved that shit.
Let me tell y'all white fighters out there or whoever, these people that's not American or whatever. Stop dipping your toes in this racial element because it's deeper than what y'all thinking. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You calling him a boy? You should already know. Don't even use those words. Number one, your whole existence is you a descendant from fucking criminals. So are you a convict? You was so bad. Your ancestors were so bad. White people didn't even want them. They marooned them on a fucking island. And for the first and foremost, Australia was never lost. So you came there to somebody else's land because your ancestors, before your ancestors, fucking dropped y'all convicts off, and that's what you descend from. So we can look at you like it ain't a far stretch for you to dip your toe in this fugazi shit. Y'all gotta stop letting certain people in America go y'all in to this racial shit because you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And for me, I hope Devin beat you within inches of your life. I hope you never fight again because this is bullshit. And I ain't all like Team Devin and all that. I ain't like the biggest Devin fan. But when have you ever seen Devin wear silver chains? When have you ever seen a fighter put a expensive watch over wraps? Never.
Right. That was my problem with it, Miss T. It's like y'all photoshopped this jury onto this picture because clearly I've never seen this. I've never seen this before. There's never been something Devin has done, and y'all calling him a thug, and the kid ain't never got. And he ain't had so much as a speeding ticket or a DUI for as much as we know. Devin ain't did shit to nobody. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen Devin in the headlines for something he done did as far as breaking the law. So how you gonna call this man a thug? But yet Cambosos walked out to Many Men yesterday. You know, walked down the stairs to Many Men to the press conference yesterday. But you calling him a thug? All right.
Contradicting himself, showing he knew money all the time when he opened his mouth and shit. Then you call a dude a rat and a snitch. You letting Lou DiBella put shit in your head, and you looking like a straight clown.
Right. Lou DiBella, I think Lou DiBella gassing this shit up. Lou DiBella been over here under Bob Arum. He been under different promoters. Lou DiBella been around the boxing game for a long time. This is who I put this poster on. I lay that burden at his feet. I think that's who did this bullshit because he understands that was going to get a reaction out of fans. I think he tried to get more so of a reaction. I think he tried to get more so of a reaction, out of Devin and his team. But all he did was just piss off the American black fight fan who already was on the borderline, didn't even fuck with you. So Cambosos, we were rooting for you to beat T.O. because it was clear that T.O. wasn't gonna fight Devin. He was gonna beat your ass and then move up and try to fight Josh Taylor. He was never gonna fight Devin. So yeah, we were rooting for you. But now with all this fuckery, you done let Lou DiBella gas you up to get your ass beat right now.
I hope Devin mollywop his ass. I've never wanted something more in my life because Cambosos, you damn near 30 years old. You should know better. Y'all should be, and let me tell you, if white people, if nobody told you this, you don't have to be who your ancestors were. You can be better than that, just like we can be better than ours. You don't have to fall into that groove. Y'all let these old ass men or whoever in America, these white guys that try to play that Southern strategy, and you don't even know what shit mean. And Devin try to ask you, what do rat and snitch mean? It don't mean what you saying it is. And then somebody, I ain't the only one pointing this shit out. I saw Drew's show. I saw other people's show that they pointing out that you contradict yourself too, Cambosos, and all that for the things you did. You just trying to get under his skin, but you don't have to do that. As Devin said, just be yourself. Now be
yourself. Devin was amused by it, Miss T. He was like, man,
Yeah,
what did you? He was like, man, knock it off. Like,
yeah.
I
Look,
love how
exactly.
Devin handled it
Real.
yesterday. He was like, man, knock it off, man.
And Bill Haney fell into the stereotypical black man that was going to be a person that spent time in jail and committed a crime. But do we judge people? Do we want to judge people by contemporary times for what they did yesteryear? If that's the case, all of us are fucked up. We know how times are today. Did Bill Haney evolve? Did he change? That's all that should matter. But I ain't crying for Bill. Bill, you made a choice as a grown man 30 years ago, and you paying for it to this day. I mean, but that's what you did. That's how life works. So ain't nobody crying for it. I haven't seen Bill crying about it. I haven't seen Devin come out and cry about it or anything. I was not in agreement with people making racial disclaimers like, oh, it's a race thing why Bill can't go on, because it's not. And you know what? Whatever leverage that George Cambosos can muster for himself, because we all know he's the weakest one in the 135 division. I think he caught lightning in the bottle by beating T.O. I don't think he can beat nobody else. So I'm not blaming him for trying to up his money and make 10 million versus Devin 2, or got the better contract. I wasn't mad about none of that. None of that. I gave a pass, in my opinion, to George Cambosos on all of that shit. But this picture right here, y'all full of shit. And don't y'all white people fall into this groove, because we better than that. One day we gonna get to a Star Trek time. I know people like, I ain't talking about the actual storylines, the Star Trek. I'm talking about the technology. But in those days, money don't matter, intellect matter. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get to that point where people are not like Martin Luther King said, judge you on the content of your character. Let that be the judge or the marker of how you critique somebody. But you gonna put a picture up here where you clearly put these chains on this dude's neck, because he don't even wear silver. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit I'm wrong. But somebody tell me when y'all saw Devin rocking silver. I
Never.
did. And then this watch over the wraps. Who does that? I ain't seen, never in the history of boxing them have I seen any boxer put a watch or any jewelry over top of their wraps. So you did it on purpose, and then you got Cambosos draped in his country flag, like he's so beyond reproach. That's shame on y'all. Shame
Like
on
he's
y'all.
this big patriot, because that was it, Miss T. The patriot versus the thug. They were trying to get paint Cambosos as this patriot. I'm fighting for my country, all this type of shit. And then you got Devin Haney. You got this black American thug coming over here trying to fight our champion. It's like, no, that's not the case. Devin is a quiet, humble dude. Is he flashy? He's flashy and quiet at the same time, if that makes sense. He just been a young fly kid, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Devin with tattoos all on his neck and shit. You know what I mean? So like, I ain't got no problem with tattoos wherever you decide to put them, but like that just speaks to that thug shit. Like Devin ain't never did nothing to even suggest that he's even of that element. Yeah, I
And,
mean,
and white people
so
kill me when they be acting like thug is only relegated to
thug is
just
just
one
another
group
way
of
to say
people.
nigga. Thug is just another way to say nigga.
Yeah. But Pete Gang, Cambosos, you wearing $200, $300, $1,000 suits now. Look how you dressing. What's his name? Was Warren Buffett? He don't fucking wear that shit, and I'm sure he got way more money than you. He don't dress like that. Bill Gates don't dress like that. So are you thugging? Are you thugging? And then you got your country. It's already suspect that your country is intervening into this boxing match by helping funding it. Where the free market at? I thought y'all was a capitalistic nation. You know what I'm saying? You already got speculations brewing around, and I wasn't one to hop on that train. I was like, whatever. These men, bravado, ego, it's all to the good. If you had 3 belts when you wanted to your favor, if you knew you was the weakest link, when you want to be like, well, shit, I done gave my life to this sport. Let me come up and become a millionaire, so I'm good and my family good for the rest of their life. Wasn't mad at George for none of that. But when he took it with this fucking picture, I hope they take that bitch down, but I'm glad I caught it.
Nah, they ain't gonna take it down, Miss T. It's so I think it's gotten the reaction that Lou DiBella wanted. Like I said, I don't put this on Kambosos. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I definitely put this on Lou DiBella. He's the promoter, and the local promoters there in Australia. They put this shit together. That's who's doing this. I don't think Kambosos had anything to do with that. That could be me just being naive, but I definitely believe Lou DiBella did this shit. I'm gonna put that at his feet.
I hope Lou DiBella fails at everything he do going forward. That's the case. George Kambosos, let this be a hint and a half. Don't do this shit no more. And any other fighter that's come from the Eastern Bloc or Eastern European or Western European, whatever, don't dip your toes in this racial element. Don't play that game. You better than that. If ain't nobody gonna tell you better than that, I'm gonna tell you better than that. You don't need to do it. We respect any fighter that put that road work in and put that gym hustle in and get in that ring. That's what we respect. And when you comport yourself well, we give you your props. We have no problem doing that. But don't play the Southern strategy with us, because this is a different breed. This is a new generation of black folks. We're not trying to hear that shit. That's some bullshit, Alado. And that I thought that was in bad taste. But the last part of the show, I'm gonna give you and ATL a chance. Go ahead and critique the fights how you saw it this past weekend, especially like Laura and O'Sullivan and motherfucking Tank and Rolly for sure. How did you see it? How y'all saw it?
I think it was.
I didn't watch any of the undercard, but go ahead, ATL.
I watched the Laura fight and the Sullivan fight. I knew what was going to happen in that fight. It was still good up until the knockout. I told y'all what was going to happen with the Tank and Rolly fight. He was just waiting to catch him, man. He just set him up. He know Rolly, mentally ain't, fully ready for his ass, and he just set him up. He didn't do too much. He didn't have to really do too much. He just waited and set him up. That's what he did.
Yeah, with Laura, look, I'm gonna tell you guys.
He was drawing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see.
I was just gonna say real quick with Laura. Y'all know I said this Saturday. If you want to beat Laura, you're gonna have to move to your right. Your right, his left. That's all he do is 1-2, move to the left, 1-2, move to the left. The biggest trick is to not let him set up his stance. Damn, DJ dropped off. He about to come back. Don't let Laura set up his stance. Because Laura cannot fight without setting up his stance. It's almost like a person that hovers over the brake. People who drive that hover over the brake. I always say they can't drive for damn if you gotta hover over the brake, right? That's Laura. And in a sense, I'm sorry, ATL, that's a little bit Spence too. There's people.
Hey, look, Miss C, look, I'm gonna stop you right there. I swear to God, I was finna say the same thing before you said it. Spence does do that. He sets up and he gets back to what he's supposed to do. I think if somebody can catch him before he sets up, then if they can get the best of him doing that throughout the fight, then they can win. But I watched Spence enough to know that he resets all the time. You can see it. He takes that step. He take 1 or 2 steps to the side and he resets, and he did go back to his normal shit. If he get off step, he'll take a step 2 back, start over again. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching that for years.
When I say hovering over the brakes, meaning if you hover over the brakes, you ready at the drop of dime to hit them brakes to slow the car down, right? Well, what about driving without even having your foot nowhere near the brakes? You know what I'm saying? That's confidence right there. But what some fighters do, and I'm not saying it's a dirty tactic or it's not good. I just feel like if you want to outbest them, you have to take that away from them because that's their comfort zone. Laura sits down. He has one of the best proper stance where he's not off balance. He's almost halfway sitting down on his punches. So when he 1-2 you, them shit's effective. He also one of the best straight punches down the middle that break up your high guard, no matter what kind of high guard you try to put up. He's straight down the middle, catch you, boom, every time. He break that whole shit up. And that's all he do. If you think about what Jared Hurd did, Jared Hurd was all over his ass. All on him like white on rice. And that's why Laura couldn't comport with Jared Hurd. But O'Sullivan he's a good little fighter, man. That dude tough. But them punches was hurting because Dora was sitting on him. And that's what Spence do. He sits on his punches pretty much through the whole fight. And you gotta find a way to make motherfuckers like them get on their toes.
Yep.
I don't know how you do it, but you gotta do it. And that's what I thought about Laura. As far as Tank, me and you pretty much the same. Tank was about punch placement. But if you was on here, ATL, you'd have heard me around the second round. I was like, God damn, would you stop lunging? I kept saying that to Rolly, like, stop the lunging because, if you make a mistake, you must pay. And I believe that Tank, he ain't one of them fighters that you can make mistakes. You got to be on your A game the whole time.
Exactly.
But for real, Rolly was winning that fight up until Tank caught him. In my opinion. Tank could not outmuscle him because you saw when they got tangled up and Tank and Rolly threw him on the ground. Rolly used to do judo, y'all. He good at that shit. He's a strong little dude, and he was catching Tank. He threw with him, he punched him, but he was lunging, and it's those little nuances that you don't think about that can end the night for you. He lunged and he was open. Tank hit him as he was ducking and moving out to the right.
I knew that was gonna happen. I was waiting for it. He was setting him up the whole fight. He wasn't even really trying to fuck him up. He was just trying to wait for that one punch. And he caught his ass.
Mm-hmm. And Tank knew early on he was gonna catch him. Don't you think, ATL?
Yeah, he knew it.
Because he was laughing. Y'all saw the smirk. I said, oh man, he must know something.
And the ref already knew if he got them let Rolly go back in there like that, that Tank was gonna fuck him up. And it was gonna be terrible.
Rolly was out cold.
Real ugly. He thought he got a meme right now, but if the ref would let him keep going.
Yeah, look. He was out on the way out the ring. He had a lean on his dad. He was Rolly was gone.
Oh my God, Mitty. Hey, the comedian Don Shula?
Nah, I ain't familiar with him.
He be on Wildin' Out. You watch Wildin' Out, no?
Sometimes. Every blue moon.
He be on there. He the dude with the big eyes.
Nah, I'm not familiar because I don't watch that show that much.
He made a video about the fight this weekend. It had the picture with Rolly hanging on the ropes, with his arm through with the boxing glove. He said Rolly looked like when you trying to plug your phone charger up behind the bed. He said when Rolly was laying on the road, that's what he looked like. He was trying to put the goddamn charger in behind the bed.
Hey, look, that whole sequence of Tank punching, ducking, and moving out to the right, that was reminiscent of Pacquiao and Marquez. When Marquez knocked Pacquiao out.
That was the same shit with him and what's the name? The Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz. He moved out the way, bow. Out the way, bow.
Cruz didn't fall. Now listen, what I can
I'm not talking about Isaac Cruz. I'm talking about Leo Santa Cruz.
Oh, yeah. Well, he caught him with an
uppercut. He moved out the way, bow.
That's why I say that's what Tank wanted. Tank wanted to uppercut him, but he couldn't get in. And that's a credit to Rolly. Rolly put up a good fight, and he was managing him, and and Rolly was pressuring him, and Tank felt that power because when Tank don't think you got power, he muscles in on you real quick. I mean, he walks you dead up in your chest like what, nigga? And he didn't do that to Rolly. So Rolly he let it get good to him, and you have to be on your A game through the whole fight. Rolly was lunging.
Tank don't usually get aggressive like that to later rounds, like the maybe 7th, 8th round. Like if it would have went that long, then yeah, Tank would have been up in this shit because all the thing Tank be doing during his whole fights is just analyzing and seeing what's going on. That's why I say I seen in the 5th round he was setting that punch up, and then in the 6th round he just came out and did that shit.
And it did Tank by his own admission say the momentum of Rolly coming in, and he didn't even throw the punch that hard. That's what knocked him out. When I tell y'all, Rolly was stepping up, the way Rolly was moving his feet, like he couldn't find the ground under him, like he was stepping up on top of something, like a stepping stool or something.
Yeah.
I think the ref was right to call it, but when I was just looking up at the top half of Rolly, looking at his face, I'm like, come on, ref, you could have. But then when they showed the repeat again, and I was like, oh no, nah, this dude legs,
Yeah.
get it, he is
That
out.
nigga had the stinking legs.
Big time. Big time. And then when he was walking out, it won't lost on me that he grabbed his dad to lean on him. He was still out.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even shock me if he could cuss.
And then he just left.
Yeah. He wouldn't
Nigga just
even,
left.
he wouldn't even shock me if he's concussed or anything. So, you know, he did do a good fight. The one thing I like about Rolly, he really did believe in himself. He
No,
was
he
not
didn't.
saying he wasn't
I
capping.
ain't gonna let Miss T. I'm gonna tell you why I ain't gonna let you do that.
Wow.
Cause what the fuck that nigga say the whole time?
He
I
said he
ain't
gonna
giving
knock.
I ain't giving his ass no credit because he said he gonna knock Tank out in the first round. He didn't do it, and he got his ass knocked the fuck out.
Right. And I'm giving Tank full credit. All I'm saying is Rolly was not capping. He really did believe that he was going to be victorious or hurt Tank. He really believed it. And you can't say the boy was scared because he was really trying. But Rolly, this is when it comes into play. If you're not the better boxer, look what happens. Look what happens. You have to be a complete boxer. Now, if you throw power in with that complete boxer, that's even better. But I will always give the benefit of the doubt to the person who's a more complete boxer. Tank can box his ass off. That's why I say I had Tank winning. You remember I said that, but I didn't think Tank was going to win in the 5 rounds. You know why? Because Tank has he want the knockout. He's in love with his power, and he strategized like he wants to place his punches. Right? I
He's
don't
gonna
know
get
too
it.
many people who be like okay with losing round after round after round because you know you're gonna knock a person out. To
He
me,
got the
that's too
second
young.
highest percentage in boxing. Period.
I actually thought he had the highest. Who
Number
got the
one,
highest?
no, number one is Big Baby. He got 100%.
Oh damn,
Big
Big
Baby
Baby
Anderson.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Damn.
he got
Okay,
100% knockout ratio.
thanks. Look more spectacular.
Javante number 2, I think. Deontay Wilder number 3.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't just like that criticism that everybody get Wilder about being in love with your power. Do some more boxing skill. Same thing for Tank. Tank, you actually got the skills, but
Yeah,
it would be a better look for him if he was sitting there just trading, outboxing a person, and then just catch somebody because he gonna catch him.
yeah.
And I see him when Tank throw hard, you can feel that shit in the audience.
Hey, and don't let nobody tell Tank he losing.
Oh hell no, yeah, don't do that.
He
But you
going to
don't
beast
want
mode then.
right, but you don't want to get comfortable like that because all it takes is a better boxer or a more smarter fighter. You know, you can be a person who's not more of a complete boxer or fighter, but you just smarter in there. All of those variables factor in how a person can win a fight. You have to have ring IQ, ring generalship. A better boxer, can you be on your toes? Do you got pop? Everything. Do you have a lot of tools? And you're a good counterpuncher? All of these variables mixed together can make or break you in a ring when you're fighting somebody. And for Rolly, the tools that you would have needed to fight a Tank, you just didn't have them. I ain't saying you never can. I ain't saying you can't be big in boxing, but when you come up against somebody who can really box, you know, like if you fought Devin Haney, you know, the only thing I would give Rolly an edge with is the power. That's it. But if Devin can take your punch, Devin would mollywop you.
Yep.
It is what it is. But that's all I had. ATL, unless you had somebody else you want to speak on or
Nah, I'm
bring
gonna
up.
let you. You know, I'll come back when you got another topic and we'll discuss it then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that was a good weekend of fights. We got Devin Haney And George Camboso, to my understanding, is on
Exactly.
ESPN. And actually, let me check that to make sure before I get up out of here because I
Hey,
want to
look, we
be
can talk
sure.
about that.
What, the Devin Haney fight coming up?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I'm pretty sure some people are coming here want to get their opinion.
yeah. If anybody want to talk about the Devin Haney fight, because I got I got Devin winning, and I think Devin is mad enough to to put on the clinic with this dude because
Hey, look, did you already did it? You know, I've been behind. I ain't been on in a minute. But did you already do a video about Deontay Wilder comeback?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder coming back,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
how people is already starting to put their bid in,
yeah,
like Otto Wallin. He
yeah.
like, yo, don't give up the ship just yet. Like, wait for me. I'm ready for you.
You could talk
Uh,
about who he think he should fight.
yeah. A lot of he gonna have the pick of the litter. I didn't realize that Deontay was as old as he is. He's 36. He'll be
That
37
ain't old.
and at the end of the year. Well, yeah, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment, so his
That
body
ain't
ain't
old.
really old. But still, it's getting long in the tooth. You know, some people can't even make it past 32, 33. Paulie
Yeah,
Malignaggi.
but if you still exercising and out here being athletic, then you good. I can speak that from facts because I'm about to be 44 in 2 weeks.
Oh, look at that. About that phone. I
Straight
hear
up.
you. I hear, yeah, you are what you eat, you are what you feel. Hey, y'all, this weekend we got somebody named Agawa versus Cordina on the Zone. Who cares about that one? But the Zone
No,
do be having some good little undercards. Cambosos versus Haney. That's
the
on ESPN,
the
y'all.
undercards be better than the real fights.
Yeah, yeah. ESPN. That means all of us can watch it for the free or Sky Sports, and that's gonna start
Man,
at
for the
9 p.m.
free,
Eastern Standard Time.
for the free.
For the free. You know, if you got cable or whatever, everybody can get a hold of ESPN. And then you got Fulton, Cool Boy Step. Is that him? No,
Oh yeah, I
no.
want to see him.
And
What Stephen
Roman.
Stephen Fulton Jr., Stephen
Yeah.
Fulton Jr.
And that's on Showtime for the free if you got Showtime on June 4th at 9 p.m. Oh, it's a good weekend for boxing. Of course, I'm gonna be taping some things. I probably watched the Cambosos Haney fight before I watch the Fulton and Rahman fight. And then I'll double back because I'm gonna tape one of them. And the Zone, I can always go back and look at whatever they had. But that's coming up this weekend. ESPN, we ain't gotta do no pay-per-view, and that's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, at Fulton on Showtime, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's gonna be a hell of a ride weekend, and I'm gonna tell you, I got
Oh, Miss T, look. Ooh, I got one for you. Ooh, I got some fire from you. Look, right. I know what you could talk about. Look, hear me out on this one now. I know this is gonna be a good topic for both of us. Talk about what's going on with this contract.
you talk about with Earl Spence.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say to that. I know that can't. I don't have Twitter, you guys, and I can only get the news. Kind of how y'all get the news. Some of y'all get the news, but I'm not a big social media buff. I would say that, in my opinion, from what I saw, ATL, Earl Spence is back to speaking indirectly. Is it a crime? No, but he's not direct with what he's saying. He's not. He can be direct. He can say, "Terrence, we sent you the contract. What you got on it? Why you ain't signing? Hurry up and sign it." Something to that effect. But he's being
No, no.
indirect.
This what I'm saying. No,
What?
saying do a show on how everybody feel about what's going on with the contract. We don't know.
Yeah,
You
we
know what I'm
don't
saying?
know the details of the contract. Now I've heard rumors that I know that they try to put out that Bud was asking for 20 million, like
Yeah.
Bud pulled that out his ass or something. But y'all gotta understand, if Bud asked for 20 million or Earl asked for 20 million, they did it for a reason. Because the rumor is also out that Earl Spence asked for 50. So why wouldn't Bud ask for 20 if Earl asking for 50? That's number
Look, that's
one.
what I'm saying. Let's talk about that. tomorrow,
Oh,
whenever,
okay. You talking about tomorrow? What's up on the
or
contract
whenever,
and the rumors?
another day this week or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
we'll do that show tomorrow. We'll say what's up with the the controversy again,
yeah,
or
okay, yeah.
something to that effect. We'll talk about that tomorrow, y'all. But
Let's
you
do
know,
that, and I'll be here on time and everything.
that's what's up. If you don't, we'll try to table it or whatever. But
No, I'm gonna
that's
be
one of
here.
them gifts.
I promise
One of
you,
them
I'll be
gifts
here.
that can keep giving because I know you work and everything, but that's the gift
No,
that keep giving, y'all. We can always bring it up all the time, all day, every day.
anything. I'm off after 4 o'clock, so I'm here. That's why I say I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. One thing I want you to think about, and maybe you could have better luck at researching this ATL. I'm telling you now, I made the call. I ain't trying to pick, but it's relevant. Errol Spence did not do VADA for the Ugas fight.
For
That's
real?
my opinion. That's my opinion. He didn't make the
Oh, okay,
list.
okay.
He didn't make the list. And
You
if
saying
and
that's
if,
your
and
opinion?
if he
So okay.
did it and they didn't put him on the list, then he got beef with Mauricio Suleiman, aka Mr. Cantone. He got beef. He got legitimate beef. And if I was there, I'll put my foot on their damn neck because you
Yeah.
can't put out to the world that we're gonna keep y'all abreast by giving you these current lists, and these are the people who comply with it. And if you don't see that name on it, you can assume that they didn't comply with it. And then you got Earl Spence, who is a WBC champion, who's by their own rules got to participate in VADA, and then you don't put him on the list. If he did take it, I will have my foot on their neck. But see, but the fact that he ain't got no smoke for Mauricio, and he didn't make the list, but Ugas did. So I got a problem with that ATL, but we can talk about that tomorrow
Hey,
too.
I feel you. I feel you, but he the big fish out here, so anything goes.
Nah, dog, we can't
How
do
it
that.
go? Hey, look, you know how it go in the street, Miss T, when you the big fish.
And the big fish is swimming out of water. That's what he doing. He don't think that he need to stay in the water. Nah, you can't make up rules as you go. This a
Hey,
big ass fight. None of us gonna be happy if we ever can speculate or feel that the other one took an unfair advantage. None of us gonna be happy. I already feel like Earl gonna be the nutcracker in this fucking bout.
it's just the
We
opinion
saw
right now, Miss T.
that's an opinion, but it's based on facts. But that's what
Yeah.
that's what he has done in his
I
past.
gotta look that up. You know what I'm saying? I can't agree with you right now.
Nah, look, you can agree with me on this. That ain't opinion.
Hey,
And
do
I
you
say
see
he ain't make the list.
my name on the show tonight? Did it pop up?
Yeah, Crawford Capping. Yeah, I see. I ain't gonna address you as that. You ATL shouted. I'll do the
I
man
love you
down the
though,
other
man.
names, but nah, Crawford Capping, I can't get that no plate.
I love you, Miss T, man. I'm gonna be here
I
tomorrow.
know,
I promise.
I know. You got some closing words, Al?
Man, hey, everybody who tuned into the show, man, I love y'all. Everybody be safe out there. We'll be back tomorrow. Miss T, you be safe. And I'm gonna get at you tomorrow.
I feel you. Thank y'all for listening and everything. Be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching me on replay, leave a comment. I'm anxious to hear what you got to say, what you got to put on it. And if you've already subscribed, you don't have to unsubscribe. Like once you subscribe, you locked in. But do hit the like button, and if you haven't
And the
subscribed,
notification.
subscribe. Yeah, hit the notification bell so you know when we come out every day, Monday through Friday from 7:30 to whenever we feel like shutting it down. But this was a good show. Had some interesting topic. The heavyweight division is getting some more shine. When Deontay left, it was kind of dormant. Now that just by him saying he pretty much can come back, now it's getting life again.
Yep.
We resuscitated it. So
Yep. I'm gonna hit you up, Miss T. I got some. Hey, we got some
yeah.
topics. We gonna burn the summer up, Miss T.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
You know,
Anyway, thank y'all for coming through. And until I see y'all tomorrow, be safe and remember, when you know better, you do better. Peace.
straight up. Peace.